Good afternoon, everyone. When it comes to ways to engage students, I think of engagement as being very active, meaning that students are not passively sitting behind their desks and listening as I lecture them. So that engagement takes on physical activity. Engagement resembles getting up from your seat, going up to the board, having conversations with your classmates, collaborating, working together to come up with a solution for a problem, dissecting, note taking. So engagement for me means actively participating. When it comes to COVID and the classroom, and how does that affect or disrupt engaging students? For me, presently in the school that I am working or I'm employed at, we are mask free to a certain point. Our students are allowed to move about the classroom freely. They're allowed to be engaged. They're allowed to engage with one another and with the teacher. We do keep strict the 6 feet distance, but of course they're children and sometimes they forget. So in that case, they're reminded and also encouraged, not mandated, but encouraged to wear the masks. We are no longer using Zoom. None of our students are online, so therefore that is not an issue at the moment. How do we encourage students intrinsically, keeping them engaged with teachers, peers, and assignments? Again, students have to, for me, have to be able to ask questions. One thing that I did experiment in my class with this year is I had my students teach the class. I broke them up into bands, groups, and first what I did was choose 3 students out of the classroom to run the entire day. They were going to make the class rules, institute the classrooms, make classroom rules, make sure that other students were following. The only instruction that I gave them was they weren't allowed to set the building on fire. I realized that students were learning much better. Some students were, when their peers were teaching. Their peers sat them in groups and stood up in front of the groups, asked questions, related solutions, collaborated on solutions. So that's one thing. They showed that they enjoyed it immensely. They showed they had an opportunity to show themselves as mature, responsible, and they asked me, Miss June, can we do this again some other time? So for me, that was wonderful, having them run the class for one day, having them do all of the teaching, the lesson plan, everything. And it was at first a little bit chaotic, but it just took one or two to start the chaos, and it took one or two to bring the class back together. Um, my thoughts on the video Ethics of Care. I loved and enjoyed that video. Ethics of Care explained to us that it is more than just the general caring. The teachers and school staff were considered to be the carers, while the students were the ones who are being cared for. A couple of points grabbed from that video are that it's crucial that students have a positive association with themselves and their school. They must at least like the school that they're attending or feel that the school has their best interest at heart, or they wouldn't want to come. And that goes without saying. Students, like adults, need to be happy, need to be comfortable. If you're going to wake up at 6 in the morning to travel to go to a place of business or your place of employment, you want to at least know that you like the people that you're working with. The people that you're working with also appreciate you. Same thing goes for children. If they're attending a school and the school is disconnected from them, the school is all about rigid rules, you're going to lose them. They might be forced to come by parents, but the students themselves will rebel. by not listening, by becoming disruptive. But once they know that the teacher is involved with their lives inside and outside of the classroom, the teacher makes them feel welcome. It is a safe place. They're cared for as a parent would care for them. It makes all the difference in the world. The video continued to explain no favoritism, and that goes without saying. As same using parental care as an analogy, parents do not have favorites. It will go against everything that is wholesome for you to say, this is my favorite child. The damage that can be inflicted upon that child and the other siblings might be irreversible. Same thing in the classroom. We may have students that we prefer, but never would we say, this is my favorite student, or this is the one that I like the least. We are to love them all. We may not have to like them all, but we're definitely to love them all. How do we foster trust? We foster trust by listening. When you listen to someone, eye contact, show them that what they're saying to you right now means all the world, that builds trust. And that is one thing that is very big in my classroom. When I'm speaking, I tell my students, put down the pencils, put down the paper, all eyes on Miss June, and you're going to listen and focus it on me now. Vice versa. When they're speaking to me, I leave everything aside, put down my pencil, my papers, my laptop, and I make eye contact with that student to let them know that right now you are my only focus. Right now, everything you are saying to me matters to me. And that builds trust with students. Also, focus on the positive qualities of each child. We do not have to lie to a child because children are keen. They know when you're not being forthcoming with them. So if you're going to compliment them, make sure that it's something that is real and that you mean it. For example, I love the way that you write. I love and appreciate the fact that you try. You're such a smart child. Whenever you read, it's clear, it's audible. I love the way that you enunciate. This builds confidence in the children, and they believe you, and they will fulfill your expectations for them. Know their needs inside and outside of the classroom. Thank you so very much for listening. I look forward to your comments and your suggestions.